Hello everybody and welcome to another edition of Bleeding Crypto's Market Update. Today is Wednesday, February 9th, and we're going to take a look at Bitcoin. I just put a poll out no more than an hour ago, probably about 45 minutes ago, whether you're bullish or bearish, and it was an overwhelming response of people that are bullish. So I just wanted to come on here and give you my view, and I'm not trying to crush your dreams or start an argument with you guys. I'm just going to give you my point of view, and you can decide for yourself whether you think the market has turned around or it hasn't. So what I like to do is whenever I do an analysis, a broad analysis, and get a really good sentiment for the market as far as market structure is concerned, I like zooming out. So just to make this video quick and easy, I'm going to zoom out to the weekly time frame, just so that we can get a good overall feel of where the market is. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm actually going to go down one more. I'm going to go down to the daily because there's a point that I want to make, and there's an area that I want to point out that may be easier for people to understand the importance of it. When we started out, the high, when we started this drop here at the high of 69,000, you can see here when the market turned around, we came down. We didn't find too much support on our way down, except for one area that stands out to me. And let me point what that area is. This area here, guys, was an area that really stood out as an area of support and resistance. Excuse me, as support right in here. So as we came down, we had this massive wick, we had a pull up, we pulled back up. Then when we started to settle down, we started settling down right in this area here. You can see the wicks and candles, but generally in this area here is where we found really strong support. Now, typically in the market, guys, whenever we drop down from strong support, we like doing a back test. The back test is something that is very typical. It's a market structure, price action that you typically see on the way down. You come up. Same thing on the way up. When we break out, we come back. We do a back test on prior resistance from that breakout. We confirm it, and then we go. Up and our way we go. However, it works the same way when we're going down. When we broke through this long area of support, we tried to do a back test in here, but we didn't quite make it there. Market was just extremely bearish, and we kept on dropping down all the way to the lows of 32,950. Then we had this nice little bear flag we were putting in. And obviously it got invalidated when we crossed this one here, 43,518. That invalidated that bear flag. And then look where we actually landed. Look where we got rejected, better said. Right on that prior support line. So this move here, though it may seem like it may be a reversal, and it could be, really is just a back test of losing this prior support. That's all it is. So someone like myself is not as excited as the majority of crypto Twitter from that poll. Does this mean that we're going back down, or is this actually the reversal? Well, guys, I want to tell you that I wish I knew the exact answer to that. I don't. What I do know is I know areas that I'm looking at in order for me to get bullish and for me to feel like we're turning back around. One of those areas is going to be a little bit higher. It's going to be in here. It's going to be right here at the 52. Actually, let me draw a little box here just to make it right here. This here. Okay, so this area here, if we, as you saw, we rejected off of this prior support. If we can break through this prior support, break through this 200 EMA, and break through this lower high that we put in here, I will get bullish. I will flip from a bear sentiment to a bull. And here's why. Again, this is very, very clear to me that this is needed to happen. So the fact that we came up, just like here, guys, when we got separated from this 9 EMA, we came back up here, we got rejected. And I look out for these little markers here. So when these markers that I'm expecting to go up and get hit, and then that rejection happens, I don't get excited off each and every one of these moves to the upside because it's something that I'm expecting for it to happen. I'm not as, here's another example. I don't get that excited when we come down. So this one here is red. Okay, so here, we came down, we found support, we lost it, we came up, back test, came up, back test, back test. You see that? This is something very normal. So when we do this here, I don't get as excited as you guys because I was already expecting it. I was waiting for it. It was actually late. I would have liked to have seen that happen here, but we just didn't have enough strength, enough confidence, and the bears were really in control, and we're a little bit late to the game. However, we got here. So this getting here is not a big deal to me. A big deal to me is going to be breaking this lower high and confirming that. Then I would say, you know what? I think the market has turned around. This may be a good area to scale in. Now, for all those that are bullish in alts, yeah, you very well. You can see where a lot of these alts have ran almost 100%, and in some cases, some have already ran above 100%. I believe Sol. SHIB has done over 100%. Great. That was this area here of Bitcoin turning around and doing what we expected it to do. Alts took advantage of it and ran. If you were in that trade, good for you. May want to look at securing some profits, maybe putting a stop loss up in some profit, so that if we do the expected, and to me this is what would be expected. We continue down and we find support. Let me go to the weekly time frame. One or two things is what I'm looking at for right now. I'm not going to go into some, really low targets and for right now, let's do this. Keep it really simple. Would like to see a bullish market structure for reversal. There is nothing bullish about this here. I don't see this as a bullish market structure. What would be a bullish market structure? Well, let me tell you what would be a bullish market structure. Something like this. Maybe right here, down back into the 100 EMA, and then double bottom and up. That would be a bullish market structure to me. Or we may do something where we go down into this area here. This is a very good area of support. So here's another area that I'm looking at. Give me 1 second. Let me just, for the sake of keeping it simple, green is bull. So this area here would be another area that we may come down. We may come down. We consolidate, and then we move up. Typically, when we have a market correction, guys, we don't just come down and V-shape our way back up, not on these higher time frames. That's something you're going to see on lower time frames when you're scalping, when you're day trading. Higher time frames, the monthly, the weekly, the daily, you want some sort of structure. And that's what I'm looking for. I could be wrong. This could be the structure that we're looking for reversal. It's not typical, but it's not impossible. But I'm looking for probable. So for me, the two probable scenarios that I'm looking at right now would be like I mentioned before, a double bottom here on the 100 EMA. Most likely, I'm thinking something like this. Again, I could be wrong. I'm not trying to discount your bullishness. I'm just trying to give you some options in case that this is not the reversal, and also give you my point of view why I don't think this is the reversal. And I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, that's fine, no problem. Get above the areas where I'm looking for, like this right here. Get me above there, and I'm happily going to buy. I'm not a bottom catcher. I don't need to catch the bottoms. I don't need to catch the tops. I want confirmation. I want a comfortable area where I can make a decent amount of money without having to worry about catching the bottom or have to worry about selling on that top. I don't need to do that. I don't need the anxiety anymore in this stage of my career. So for me, get me a comfortable zone. Anywhere in here, I'm comfortable. And here's a likelihood, guys. If we do break above this green box here and we mark a reversal, we confirm it, we go up, more than likely, we're going to go into that $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 range. That's plenty of space for me to make money. I don't need to catch this wick, and I don't need to catch this wick to make money. I can make money in between those areas there in a comfortable range. So that's what I'm seeing right now, guys. One more thing I want to point out, just to give you guys a little bit of context as well. And I'm not even going to say what it is just yet. Maybe you guys may know. Maybe you guys don't. You see this, guys? We have rising price action with diminishing volume. That's called a bear divergence. That's a volume bear divergence right here. That's never a good sign. Typically, you can back test this. When you see this, the probability is downside. Very rarely do you see this type of a divergence and we continue to go up. Not 100%, but again, we deal in the realm of probabilities. So when I see this type of price action here against the volume, against diminishing volume, it signals to me that, hey, watch out, use some caution. You may want to lock in some profits if you're in the market. And if you're not, you can start looking for some downside targets. First target would be here, like I mentioned before, the 100 EMA. Secondary target for now would be this area here of prior strong support. There's a lot of targets to the downside that can act as support as well, guys, but I'm not going to get into them. There's plenty of meat here on the bone that we could use first before talking about lower targets. Let's see what the market can do in here. If the market is truly bullish and the market wants to turn around, I can see a lot of potential in this area here. If the market decides that this is not the area for it to turn around, then we can talk about lower targets and we can look to the left and find other areas of strong support and we can take it one step at a time. This way, people from crypto Twitter won't be jumping out of windows if I start going into some lower targets. Everyone have a good day.